On August 15, 1947, we attained independence. Alongside, the great ancient land of Bharat was partitioned on communal lines. On the one hand, when the Congress leadership and the Muslim leadership were preparing themselves for independence and taking over the rulership, British colonialists led by Lord Mountbatten were trying to execute the India's Independence Act hurriedly. Many parts of Akhand Bharat were witnessing riots, mayhems, murders and inhuman crimes against women. Gandhiji was taking tours in eastern parts of Bharat. The second Sarsang Chalak of Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, Shri Golwalkar Gurji, was travelling in the western part, which constitute Pakistan now. RSS was running many refugee camps. Muslim League leaders were busy not just preparing for Pakistan, but also instigating communal frenzy mobs on the ground. A book by researcher and author Shri Prashant Pol tried to put together developments of this fortnight of August 1947 in his book, which is one of the best sellers, called Wo 15 Din, which is translated as Those 15 Days. This year, Organiser is taking you through the developments of those 15 days, going through the most happening 15 days towards Bharat's independence alongside the communal partition will provide new insights to the viewers and inspire them to take up research on various aspects of conversations, communications and negotiations, as well as the kind of communal frenzy things happening on the ground about India's independence and the great partition of this land. August 11th, 1947, Monday. In eastern part of India, the city of Calcutta. There was a sizable crowd at Gandhiji's morning prayer in the Sodepur ashram outside the Calcutta city, despite it being a Monday, a working day. Calcutta city had been rather calm since the last 3 days. The influence of Gandhiji's prayer on the local Hindu leaders was perceptible. The leaders wanted to avenge the terrible bloodshed brought by Muslim League and its followers through their cruel and brutal attacks exactly a year ago. However, Gandhiji's stay had made it difficult, and hence the Prime Minister of United Bengal, Shahid Surawardi, also wanted Gandhiji to stay on in Calcutta city. There was also another reason for this. It was clearly visible that after partition, Calcutta would go to India while Dhaka would join Pakistan. The name of the new Chief Minister of West Bengal in India had also been decided. The rule of Muslim League in West Bengal was to come to an end after just 5 days. And therefore, Surawardi wanted Gandhiji in Calcutta to protect Calcutta's Muslims. Gandhiji raised quite different issues in that day's morning prayer. He said, "Today I will answer the questions that have been placed before me. One of them in the allegations that important and rich traders get placed in my prayer meeting, but the common people do not. Maybe this had happened yesterday as there was a big crowd in the ashram, it being a Sunday. I strongly urge all the people to be patient. I have also asked the workers that they should let people in without discrimination. The day that I reached Calcutta, I had read the news about floods in Chittagong. How many people died in this horrible flood? How many properties were damaged is yet to be assessed fully. However, we should run for help during such times of disasters without thinking of East or West, Pakistan or Hindustan. The floods in Chitgaon pose a peril for the whole of Bengal. I request you to form an all Bengal relief committee and all should come forward to help. My allegiance is with the Chitgaon flood victims. He further said, many journalists are asking me as to who would be appointed as governors, ministers and on similar positions in independent India. As if I am a member of the Congress working committee and I can influence the decision. I admit that I am in the hearts of congressmen. However, if I exceed my limit, I may lose my place in the congressmen's hearts. I will have no legal right, just the moral. Do you all agree that the leaders of both the communities should go to East and West Bengal to appeal for peace because now the quarrel is over? My reply is yes. If all the leaders become one by heart, the issues will be resolved. And hence, I say, do not resist. Punch for punch is a wild solution. Non-violence is the only answer to all these issues. This was Gandhiji on August 11th, 1947 at Calcutta Ashram. On the other hand, in Karachi, it was the British-styled assembly building, a building that resembles a grand royal palace. Quaid-e-Azam Jinnah, the father figure of the newly created Pakistan, alighted from the decorated royal buggy that came to a halt in the porch of the building. The officers in their well-pressed uniforms and a few leaders like Liaquat Ali were present to welcome him. The first meeting of the Constituent Assembly of Pakistan began with exactly at 10 a.m. Jogendranath Mandal chaired this meeting. He began, pursuant to paragraph number 2 in the proposal which was tabled at yesterday's meeting for the election of the President, I declare that I have received 7 nomination letters in support of Quaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah. The names of these dignitaries are Ghayasuddin Pathan, Hamidul Haq Chaudhary, Abdul Qasim Khan, Honorable Liaquat Ali Khan, Khwaja Nazimuddin, Honorable M.K. Khwaro, Maulana Shabbir Ahmad Usmani. The above 7 prominent members supported this proposal. Since no other nomination paper from anyone else has been received, I declare Muhammad Ali Jinnah as the President of the Constituent Assembly of Pakistan. Now I request the Quaid-e-Azam Sahib to take the seat. Liaquat Ali Khan and Sardar Abdul Rab Khan Nishtar accompanied Quaid-e-Azam Jinnah to his seat. Jinnah took the seat amidst a thunderous applause. Liaquat Ali Khan of East Bengal made the first speech in honor of the President. He praised Jinnah without any reserve or listed the many tasks accomplished by him during the past 11 years. He said, "This is a historic occasion that we have got this Pakistan of ours without any bloodshed and without a bloody coup under your leadership." After Liaquat Ali, Kiran Shankar Roy of East Bengal Congress congratulated Jinnah on behalf of the Congress. He expressed his disapproval at the partition of Punjab and Bengal. However, he also said that since the decision was taken by Congress in conjunction with the Muslim League, they had to swear their complete allegiance to this country. After Roy, M.K. Khwaro from Sindh made his speech. Then spoke the provisional chairman, Jogendranath Mandal. After Abdul Qasim Khan of East Bengal and Begum Jahara Shahnawaz of West Punjab had made their speeches, Quaid-e-Azam Jinnah stood up to speak. It was 12 o'clock then. Jinnah spoke with a straight face as if he was arguing in the court. He said, "Ladies and gentlemen, I cordially thank you for the responsibility you have put on me. There is no other example in history the way in which we have created Pakistan. The Constituent Assembly has got two main functions to perform. The first is that we are to frame the future constitution of Pakistan, and the second is of how to function as a full and complete sovereign nation. Our first aim will be to establish law and order and end bribery and black marketing. Jinnah continued, I know there are many on both sides of the border who do not quite agree with the division of India and the partition of Punjab and Bengal. But in my judgment, there was no other solution. Now that it has been accepted, it is the duty of each one of us to loyally abide by it. You may belong to any faith, but you are free to go your places of faith and worship in Pakistan. Whether you go to a temple or a mosque, you have no restrictions. All religions are equal in Pakistan and will remain so. Hindus, Muslims, Roman Catholics and Parsis will stay in Pakistan happily together. Religions will not be discriminated. This was the assurance of Muhammad Ali Jinnah in the first meeting of Pakistan's Constituent Assembly. And the members of the Muslim League present in the house kept on wondering that if this was so, then why was Pakistan created and for whom? It was almost 11 o'clock. The sun was simmering quite a bit. There was no sign of rain and the sky was clear. The environments were lush green because of the good rains that had occurred before a week ago. Kalat, one of the major cities of Balochistan, situated on a plateau and hill area, a city with dense population, just 90 miles away from Quetta. This city, situated within strong walls, has a history of more than 2000 years. One has to cross Kalat if one wants to go to cities like Kujar, Gandava, Nushki or Quetta. Therefore, the city had acquired a unique strategic importance. At the center of this city, situated in broad walls, stood a huge fortress. The Raj Bhavan of Khan in this fortress was the center point in Balochistan's politics. A meeting of the Muslim League, the resident of the British government, and Mir Ahmad Yar Khan was taking place here. These three were supposed to sign a treaty through which Kalat was to work as an independent country from August 11, 1947. Kalat of Balochistan had a special place in the governance system of the British that placed all the 560 princely states in the A category while putting Sikkim, Bhutan and Kalat in B category. At last, the three signed the treaty at 1 p.m. It was announced in this treaty that Kalat was no longer a state of India but was an independent nation. Mir Ahmad Yar Khan was his national head. Along with Kalat, Mir Ahmad Yar Khan's influence was seen in areas like Lasbella, Makran and Kharan also. So the country of Balochistan came into existence with all these areas under the leadership of Mir Ahmad Yar Khan even before India and Pakistan attained their independence. Head office of All India Radio in Delhi. The press note of All India Radio was ready to be dispatched to the newspapers. The AIR headquarters buzzed with a different activity. Preparations for August 14th and 15th celebrations were in full swing. AIR was to present a running commentary on the night of the August 14th and the program was ready. 8:10 to 8:45 p.m. August 14th, national flag is to be hoisted at India Gate. Its running commentary will be in English. 10:30 to 11 p.m. message of Mrs. Sarojini Naidu in English, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru's message in English. The summary of this message will be given later in Hindi. 11 to 12:30 running commentary on the transfer of power at Constitution Hall. This was the itinerary of the 14th August evening happenings that are scheduled. A spacious bungalow in Delhi. Anti-cow slaughter conference was underway here. Said Ramakrishna Dalmia, who had brought Jinnah's bungalow, was presiding over the meeting. A resolution was passed in the conference through which the government was told that protecting cow breeds, looking after cow breeds, well, should be the fundamental right of Indians. Crores of cows were being killed every year and this had to be completely stopped. Cows play a major role in the country's development. Ramakrishna Dalmia wanted to convert Jinnah's bungalow on Aurangzeb Road into a center for anti-cow slaughter movement. In Karachi, not much work took place at Pakistan Constituent Assembly's meeting in the post-lunch session. Only the design of their national flag was agreed upon. The design of the national flag, having 1/4 white and remaining green color with crescent moon and star, was put before the assembly and it was approved. Down south in Madras, the Justice Party's meeting was in progress. This 31-year-old party was still involved in anti-Brahmin politics. Its president, P.T. Rajan, put forward the resolution welcoming India's independence, which was passed by a majority. It was also decided to celebrate the Independence Day in Madras province with pomp. However, another resolution was also passed asking for formation of linguistic states immediately after the independence. Lord Mountbatten's day passed rather quickly. The first thing he did on waking up was to look at the big calendar in his bedroom. Just 4 days. Only 4 days were left for the British Empire to wrap up from India. The Lord Sahib met Dr. Kuwar Singh and Sardar Panikkar in the morning itself. This meeting was very important because the King of Bikaner had shown unwillingness to merge in India on the insistence of Bhopal's Nawab. However, Mountbatten did not want independent princely states. The more the princely states in number, the more would be the headache for the British. And that is why this visit was very important. In the meeting, Lord Mountbatten explained to Dr. Kuwar Singh and Sardar Panikkar that chaos would be created if Bikaner's princely state was merged with Pakistan or remained independent. After the meeting, Mountbatten felt confident that there would not be much of a problem with regard to merger of Bikaner state. In the afternoon, Mountbatten wrote a letter to the Nawab of Hyderabad in Deccan, saying that the offer for merger of the Hyderabad state would be open for the next 2 months more. Jessore, Khulna, Rajshahi, Dinajpur, Rangpur, Faridpur, Barisal, Nadia, lights in these villages in eastern Bengal were lit at 5:30 p.m. The entire area wore a look of gloom because of the rain, the melancholic atmosphere of the night and the haunting likelihood of riots. All these cities had Hindus in majority. However, the Muslim League had become enormously aggressive since the last direct action day. Muslim rogues took to advising Hindu doctors, professors and landlords to flee to West Bengal. Barisal, a tiny town of 60,000-70,000 inhabitants, the Venice of the East, situated on the banks of the picturesque river Kirtankhola, based on and enveloped entirely by Hindu culture. Even the Nawab of Bengal could never rule over Barisal. The last king of Barisal before the British occupied Bengal was Raja Ramaranjan Chakravarti. The Kali Mandir built by poet Mukundas and the vast Durga Sarovar lake made by the Hindu king were the prominent features of Barisal. Hindus were being driven out from Barisal which had such a Hindu influence at this? What and which sin had these Hindus of Barisal and of entire East Bengal committed? About 4 o'clock in the afternoon, the sun rays were on retreat. There was a bit of activity in the Sodepur ashram. Gandhiji was slated to visit the riot affected areas of Calcutta. The Chief Minister of divided Bengal, Prafulla Chandra Ghosh, the Mayor of Calcutta, S.C. Roy Chowdhury, and ex-Mayor S.M. Usman had reached the ashram. Gandhiji was to tour these areas with all of them. Calcutta's Police Commissioner S.N. Chatterjee arrived within 5 minutes and the tour started. 5 to 6 cars, police vehicles in the front and behind. The convoy left for inspection of the situation in Calcutta. Pikepara, Chitpur, Belgachi, Manikatola, Beliaghat, Narkeldanga, Enteli, Tangra and Raja Bazar. The houses lay devastated in the riots. Houses, shops and temples torched down to embers. Gandhiji stood there, watching the burnt ruins of the houses in Chitpur. At many places, there was no one living in the house destroyed by the rioters. They appeared even more dreadful at evening as they stood deserted. A few thousand people were gathered in the Beliaghat area. They chanted slogans of Mahatma Gandhi ki Jai, but elsewhere people did not respond in any way on seeing this convoy. These people, having lost their everything, stared at these leaders with empty, dry and sad faces. When Gandhiji returned to Sodepur ashram after finishing his 50-minute tour, he looked deeply heartbroken. This was August 11th, 1947.